So David, how has this week been in training? What's the mood like in camp?
Obviously, early on in the week we were bruised. I think everyone was. We've had a real emphasis on making sure the players are in a good place mentally, which we believe they are. It hurts us all to lose games of football. There's no the players and the staff more than anyone. So we've had a real emphasis on actually saying, look, we've got to believe, we've got to keep going. The results will turn. The underlying performance in a large area of the game is good. The data backs that up. And although the results, and we're getting punished for any small thing that we don't do right, we know that the overall the underlying performance is good. So we know that the mood, once we've shown the players that, has actually picked up. So this from earlier on this week. So we believe they're in good shape going into the weekend.
You made no secret when you arrived that you expected a bumpy ride. Is this a bit bumpier than expectations, or is it where you sort of expected?
It's a bit of both, really, if I'm being honest. Like I said, I could tell you some data stats, and I don't want it to make it about data. There's also emotions involved. I get that, but we also know that them underlying stats are. We know that they're also tell a story, even if the results don't. So we know that they are improving because the data backs that up. But we've got to improve in some other areas as well, quickly. And if we do that, then the results will follow. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, it's a bit bumpy. Yes, there's some bits that are a bit slower. Yes, that we're ahead of the curve in some aspects. But we've gone from, I think it was 22nd on the expected goals to 11th. But we're actually not scoring as many. Now I'm saying that stat because I don't want everyone to think it's just about defending. There's other areas as well. So we know that we're creating lots of chances, but we're not taking as many as we need to. Obviously, the end of the pitch needs some work as well. We know that. So we've improved in lots of areas. We've just got to make sure our hard work then is reflected in actual outcomes, and that's the next bit.
Is that sort of the message you're giving to the players? It's those fine margins in sort of both boxes.
Yeah, it is. We've got to be a little bit better in both boxes, without a shadow of a doubt. And like I say, Doncaster scored a great goal, first goal on Saturday, and that's happening to us at the minute. That's not going to happen every week, and it's not going to happen for the rest of the season every week. So we can't rely on that. We've got to make sure that doesn't happen, but also we've got to make sure that when we get a chance at the end, like we did on Saturday, we were by far the better team in the first half Saturday, and we've got to make sure that continues in every game.
And what do you expect from tomorrow's opponent, Morecambe?
Obviously, me and Sean went to watch them on Tuesday at Walsall, and although they got beat 3-0, they were the better team. Without a shadow of a doubt, they were a better team. They were a good team. They are a good team. I think they could have gone in the playoffs actually that night if they'd have won. So we know it's a tough challenge, as they all are. They are certainly, when earlier on the season they were more of a transitional team, whereas now they're probably a bit less of a transitional team and more of a footballing team. And that's all credit to Jed and the staff up there. He certainly imparted his own style. But we also know they've got some weaknesses, and we've got to make sure that we exploit them.
And I suppose, do they offer you a marker as what a sort of mid-table League 2 side is currently operating like?
Yeah, if I say yeah to that, they go, we're not a mid-table League 2 team, we're pushing for the playoffs. So yeah, an aspirational League 2 mid-table team, probably yeah. I think when you analyse their games, and we've watched their games, there's games where, like I said, they lost 3-0 on Tuesday night, and it wasn't a 3-0 game. But then they've won games where you go, not sure they should have won that either. So that's sort of League 2, and I think Morecambe sort of epitomise that. We've just got to make sure, like we've just said, we've got to come out on the right side of them big moments.
And obviously in the reverse fixture, it was a little bit before you joined, but we did beat them 3-2 at home. Can you use some of that? Say to lads, we've beaten them before. Can happen.
Yeah, of course. Listen, we know that we aren't far off But them small margins are small margins, but we've got to make sure we're on the right side of them. It's as simple as that. And obviously, in the reverse fixture 3-2, that's a small margin, and we've got to make sure that happens again tomorrow.
And just finally, what can a positive result tomorrow do for the squad?
I think a lot, obviously. That's positive results breed positivity. But as we've said to the lads, look, how you think is how you feel, and how you feel is how energised you are. So obviously, results help that, how you think and how you feel. But we're not in as bad a place as what everyone makes out. Certainly not in the squad. Not I see them every day. They're still right with it, believe it, trying the hardest. In some aspects, working too hard, doing too much running in terms of they get behind the ball, then they forget to go and affect the ball in the box. It's like, well, don't run all the way back and then forget to block a shot or that kind of thing. So look, it'd be fantastic if we got a result tomorrow and got a win, and there's no reason why we can't.